science gets proven wrong every day, innit?
I think it's the two things kind of interlink, right? So I think science explains a lot, but it doesn't necessarily explain the beginning.
It's like, it is a crazy concept to try and even perceive.
Yeah, now I'm going to wander off and be like, oh, where's the God? But yeah, no, you are absolutely right.
Do you believe that there are certain aspects of life that science can't explain?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, she studies
Purely-
religion, so
yeah.
she's maybe the best
Purely
person.
because of the Fibonacci equation. It makes no sense that it's everywhere. So there has to be something that built it.
But the idea of like trying to bring science and religion together is something that could rebirth and like reinvigorate everybody's opinion on it.
Okay, so would you believe that instead of there being a God, maybe science explains everything?
I don't know about that one there. It's just a bit too... Science gets proven wrong every day, innit? You get me? So...
Yeah, exactly. So science does get proven wrong every day, right?
I mean, it's like, it is a crazy concept to try and even perceive.
I think it's the two things kind of interlink, right? So I think science explains a lot, but it doesn't necessarily explain the beginning.
So what would your opinion be about life and how the universe came to be?
Okay, well, I don't believe in a God. I believe that the world is explainable from the world alone, that nature is explainable from nature. I would say I'm a materialist. I would say that there's no evidence for a God. I mean, it would be a very big, very speculative.
A big part of the judicial system is testimony.
Yeah.
For example, if I was to go into court and I was to ask you, if someone to provide evidence, in your behalf, that evidence would be accepted. And there's a lot of things in life where you accept someone's testimony.
Yeah.
For example, have you been to Japan?
I have, actually. I live in Japan.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay,
You accept my testimony to that. I could be lying.
Okay.
I could be lying.
Have you been to Pakistan, my home country?
No, I haven't.
Okay, do you believe Pakistan exists?
I do, as far as I know.
How do you believe that exists? It's through testimony.
Good question. It's through testimony, but it's through the testimony of billions of people over a period of time.
Exactly.
It's like saying the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. You know, you could say by testimony, you could renounce evidence. You could renounce empirical evidence. But I would say that's been confirmed not just by one. I'm not just hearing this from one person.
By many, many hundreds of thousands of people, right?
Exactly. By generalizing.
But it is based on testimony. That's my point.
In a sense, that insofar as everything's based on testimony.
So
is God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, perfect. Exactly. God is based on testimony as well, right?
I gave you an open goal there. I gave you an open goal there.
Just to put it in simple terms, the explanation for how we exist or why we exist, would you denote that to a creator or maybe science, or what would you say?
My brain's too small to work it out. I think that it's just unfathomable to me that there can't be something or someone or like a moment or to make what we live in exist. But whether it's a creator, whether it's science, I think maybe we don't know.
I believe that religion doesn't push the idea of science doesn't push the idea of religion, but they both come together. So I wanted to just
And the idea of a creation.
Yeah, and the idea of a creation.
I mean, it's like, it is a crazy concept to try and even perceive the idea of like how all of this was created. And I like your take on it, that it is an intertwining thing, and I don't doubt that at all. But I do think, like, in this day and age, like, religion as a topic has become so taboo and so kind of controversial in a lot of ways. But the idea of like trying to bring science and religion together is something that could rebirth and like reinvigorate everybody's opinion on it.
As you said, that maybe science explains everything. So on that, does it explain everything?
I don't know, to be honest, man.
For example, if I was to say, do you have a purpose in life? Do you feel like you have a goal in life, something you're achieving to? You do?
Yeah.
That would be the why of your existence, right? The why you are here, right? So can science explain that?
Can science explain why I have a drive?
Why you have a purpose, why you have a goal, or why is that goal your goal?
I mean, science can explain why people want to procreate and make more humans, because that's what we're engineered to do.
But is that your goal? Is that your drive?
To have a family eventually, yeah.
Okay.
But on top of that, I don't know. I think I'm not in that field of research, so.
What do you think, Mo?
I'm a Muslim, so I believe that there is a God, and I believe that science does not contradict with the belief in God. I believe that the fact that science exists, that there is a sort of thing, a system that is present in the world, that proves that there is a God. That, for example, there's a solar system. The fact that we breathe, that we can see, that the sun exists to give us light so that our eyes actually work. All these things, they're so perfect. And because of that, there must be something out there.
Yeah, I hear that. But I've just, I think slightly selfishly, it's like, what do I believe in? What don't I believe in? Do I believe that any of us can believe in the right thing? And I think one of the great things about religion and one of the great things about Islam is that it can teach so many people so many wonderful practices, and you can learn such brilliant things, and you can like come together as like a group and like help people, etc. But then at the same time, can I believe in any one creator or any one teaching or any one practice? I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna have a deep evening now wondering about my religion.
No, that's good. At least we got you thinking about something.
So do you think that science could explain everything, or do you think that science is able to explain everything?
I think it's once again a controversial topic in the fact that science for the past 10, 20 years, 30 years has been disproving and creating controversy, especially in the realm of religion, amongst many others. So, once again, back to your topic and the idea of if we can bring both closer together, it'll solve a lot of problems that have previously been created by that divide.
So I would say that science can't explain the deeper questions of life. It can't get into the why of anything, really. It can explain the what and the how. For example, if I had a cake, if I was to, for example...
What kind of cake?
Velvet cake.
Choice.
A good choice, yeah. So if I had a velvet cake and say I was to bake that cake myself just for you.
For me?
Just for you.
With a candle?
With a candle. 2 candles.
Cheeky. Yeah.
So this cake, science would be able to explain the construct of it on a chemical level and how it's made.
Yeah.
Right? But it wouldn't explain why I gave that cake to you. Do you understand that? It can explain the what, the how, but it can't explain the why.
Yeah. So why are you giving the cake to me?
Because you seem very friendly.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you see, science can't explain the why.
Okay.
And our existence, the why of our existence, we have to look somewhere else for that.
Okay.
So that would be, for example, in religion or in God.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like there must be something that made all of this, innit? Because everything's so perfect. You know what I'm saying?
There must be something that started everything.
Yeah, man.
You get me? There's got to be.
Yeah, man. It's like a watch.
We're all too perfect, man.
It's like a what, sorry?
It's like a watch, innit? Like, how they're so defined, you know what I mean? Like, someone had to define them, you know what I mean? Like,
If I was to ask you, what is your belief about God or the creation of the universe?
So I'm a Christian. So I have quite complicated beliefs, but I believe God created the universe, and that the scientific explanation of how the universe was created is also true, but it's motivated by God.
Okay, perfect. So I'm a Muslim as well. So a common question that's asked is, if you believe in God, you can't believe in science. So what's your opinion about this?
I think that's completely false. I think that's the sort of thing, the sort of belief system that only exists in modern times. If you go back to, the Islamic Golden Age, or you go back to the height of Christian knowledge in the Middle Ages, you saw that religion was just another aspect of science. Science was a better understanding of God, and theology was an inspiration for science. I think people that say that science and religion are divorced are very wrong.
But yeah, man. Here I am, just waiting for my mate who's now arrived. I'm like, I wasn't expecting for these questions, and it's got me thinking, because there's so much to religion. Like, there's so much to like our own belief systems. I believe in something, but I don't know what I believe in. I don't know whether I believe in something. You go right back to the beginning of what you say. Who knows, man, for me, but all I know is the most important thing for me is if we can just like treat everyone with love and kindness. That's the main thing.
Okay, perfect, thank you. I'd just like to end on just before we end off, your friend's waiting for you, but
oh no, man.
For example, if there is a potential possibility of a God existing, should we not actively try to think about it?
You're right. No, you're right.
I'll just end on that, maybe.
Yeah, now I'm going to wander off and be like, oh, where's the God? But yeah, no, you are absolutely right. And thank you for taking time to chat, man.
Thank you.
Pleasure, mate.
Appreciate it.